What's guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're reacting to the 7th episode of 86. This one's titled, Will You Remember Me? That kind of implies that someone's probably going to die. Doesn't it? Will you remember me? I mean, I feel like this show's going to do that a lot. I'm expecting more deaths as time goes on. We've already killed 3 of our main crew at this point, I believe. I think it's 3. Yeah, I think it's 3, because we had Kai was killed first. That's when Theo lashed out against Lena. And then we had Daya and Leka go out last episode. So we've had 3 deaths. I'm expecting more as time goes on. It just seems that type of show where you start off with a large cast of characters and you slowly whittle them down until you get to like your last... Who knows how many? It could be the last half a dozen, could be the last like 9 or 10. But you kind of get down to tight knit and you find and bond with the survivors that exist. Who knows if all of them are going to survive or what's going to happen? But yeah, last episode was primarily that attack, which was the loss of those 2. The Legion seems to be getting better at our ambushes and is learning, which implies the influence of the Shepherd models that are like learning from the previous battles and then applying them in the next one to improve upon themselves and showing that evolution and that learning process that they seem to possess, which makes them very, very dangerous in of itself, aside from the fact they are a superior technology just straight up. But yeah, we also had a conversation with Uncle again, trying to get more support and replacements, as well as talking about like the long-range artillery bombardment, which they're not gonna. Why should they push them out? Like that requires manpower, and to put them out there for them to be used would imply that there's actually people out there to use them, or they'd be sending Republic soldiers, which no one's going to agree to that. No way would they ever put a Republic soldier out in the war when they have this unmanned defense that is doing so well for them, which it really isn't. I think they're going to run out of manpower before anything else happens, honestly. I think that's a very real circumstance, is they will start running out of manpower, and from that point, they're going to have to start deciding, well, if we've cut out everyone that doesn't look a certain way, what's the next division in humanity we can start segregating people to make them inhuman and just repeat the revolution over and over and over again. I feel like they could fall down that rabbit hole. I don't know if this show is necessarily going to explore that side of it. I would like them to explore a bit more of the event that became this huge divide in humanity, essentially, in the Republic. I'd like to see a bit more information on that. I'm sure we'll get to that, as well as information on the Empire and stuff like that, because I'm so curious about the Empire. Are they gone? Are they actually still around? Because timeline-wise, and I need to give a shout-out to Pedots on Reddit. I'm not quite sure how you say their name, but they are regularly compiling on the 86 episode discussions in r/anime a timeline of events that is purely based on anime timelines as we've been given. And so we've got the year, the month, dates, and stuff, which is very, very helpful. This is exactly what I wanted. And so I can see exactly where events are. We are currently in July. Last we left off, we were in July of 48. It was 6 years ago that the dad died, which would put us 2 years ahead of when we think the Empire died. And then Shin's brother died 4 years ago, which is around about the time they say the Empire collapsed. So it's possible that either of those two have had an influence on the fact that they collapsed. Now, the fact that... Well, we have no idea about the dad's body at this point, I don't think. I don't think it's been mentioned at all, what happened to the body. If they ever recovered it, if it was just gone, who knows. But I still think they're going to do something with the dad, just because I kind of expect it, to an extent. Like, it just seems like something you do. Like, you have this dead character that would really mess up Lena, and would really impact her ability to do anything against the Legion if it's her dad that she's technically fighting against. But with the dad dead, 2 years before the destruction of the Empire, it's possible that they knew who he was, perhaps, as an important figure, maybe, and he was the basis of the experiment of the Shepherd models, and then they started going out of hand, maybe when they got to the brother's body. Maybe they tried it with the brother as well. Maybe he was the second or another generation of it, and that's when things started going out of control. Or it started going out of control as soon as they started experimenting with it. I don't know. But I feel like there might be something there to explore when it comes to the history of the Empire and what happened to them. I really want to know more about them. I really do. It's one of the bigger mysteries of this show that I'm really curious about. But then, yeah, we've got all the events of the past few episodes. Mostly have been in chronological order. We haven't been jumping back too far. We've had a few flashbacks and stuff to deal with the brother and the dad and things like that. But for the most part, we've been continuing on in a relatively steady order, which is nice. But it still gives you a sense of the passage of time because we've been going nearly 3 months since we started the show. So it's kind of nice to know that passage of time and how much time they've actually spent together and getting to know each other and getting closer with each other and things like that. Anyway, yes, and so this episode, I get the feeling we're probably going to lose another one with Will You Remember Me, but beyond that, I don't really know where we're going. Oh, right, we have a Legion base that's under construction that we need to destroy, which is almost certainly a trap. We acknowledge it's a trap, but we've still got to do it anyway. We can't let them get it up, and if it is a trap, well, we've just got to trigger it and hope for the best, and maybe that's where we're going to be losing someone in this trap. That's maybe where I see this going, so. Anyway, gonna load the episode up here. As per usual, these are timer-based format reactions here on YouTube. If you want to see the full picture in pitch, you can go to my Patreon down in the description below. £4 a month gets you access to all picture in pitch reactions I do on the channel, which is everything from the current seasonal lineup, as well as Patreon request shows Log Horizon Season 2, Symphogear G, and World Trigger. We also have movie reactions with Kiki's delivery service just going up yesterday, so go check that one out if you haven't already. And on the first of the month, next month, we'll be doing another monthly poll, and you can vote on which movies you want me to watch for that month. But here on YouTube, we do time-based. So bottom left of the screen, you'll see a time for the episode. I'll count down 3, 2, 1, play. And then play start episode, I start episode, and we should be in sync. Watching this one on Crunchyroll as per usual, since they're the ones who licensed it. No logos or anything to begin with, we're just straight into the episode. Looks like we're looking at a nighttime sky. Beyond that, I don't know. But you can use screen flash on my face, the mic, or this part of my headset to tell when the scenes are transitioning. That should help you sync it up as well. So, with all that said, let's get into this week's episode, shall we? In 3, 2, 1, play. Oh, it's August now, okay. So it's about a month later? Yeah, because we were in July, right? Yeah. Fireworks. Just having fun. Implying something already happened, huh? We're gonna go back before this and find out what happened, aren't we? Talking to, I don't know. Already setting up. It's not gonna be a surprise then that someone's going. OP time. Probably already tell who it was based on the fact of who we didn't show in that episode, that preview, I guess. I don't remember the cast enough at this point, though. Wonder if they'll actually be added to the death count here or not. I can't remember if that's anyone new on that. Probably is, let's be honest, but. Alright, here we go. First vision. Supplies, okay. Yeah, we're back like 2 weeks before now. And that's the crate that they got the fireworks from, okay. Special ammo, huh? It's special ammo. Don't ask questions. Taking quite the risk. All that man is bankrupt. Or broke. Fuck is that thing? Oh, festival. A great reminder of our the hell is that mascot? Uh, okay. Voice and iris confirmation. Nice to see. Hmm. Wow, okay. Everyone's all jovial. Hmm. 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 I guess, yeah. All this food imagery. Hmm. That's the reality they live. Yeah. Okay. Hmm. 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 Almost intentionally. Hmm. The fact they paused, I didn't like it. I almost wonder if they're even going to bother with reinforcements. Yeah. I mean, it's because you'd be sending more people to their death in a highly dangerous area. But. Hmm. Hmm. Eastern Theatre, that's what they call that guy. That's a way of just. That's a way of palming it off, not confirming or denying. Hmm. False sense of hope. Very much a false sense of hope. It is. I mean, it is a good choice. I think it looks great. Oh boy. Oh boy. Yeah. Mm-hmm. There it is. Mm. Um. No. Oh. No, they are. Mm. Yeah. No. Hmm. Hmm. Okay. Mm-hmm. The timing on those fireworks, the music, oh, it's so good. I don't think. No. Next mission, someone's gonna die. It's just. Oh, you can't say something like that. Uh. Huh. Hmm. Just you can see like fresh juggernauts as well. Hmm. Hmm. What are we not telling her? What's the secret we're withholding now? Hmm. Oh boy. Oh boy. Hmm. It's like a brand of some description. Hmm. Hmm. Interesting. Oh boy. Hmm. Does she not know about him killing them? I thought she did know about that. Right. Who's gonna pull the trigger on him? With any of them? Attack on base time. Hmm. Oh boy. We just. Oh boy. Jesus Christ, we're losing some already. 4,000 meters. Jesus. A new weapon? Oh. Call this. His brother's voice. Holy hell. Jesus Christ. How many did we lose in there? Like 3 or 4 more? Is that all that's left? Is it just these 9 that are left now? No, they don't. He's gonna say it. They're finally gonna say it. They've been sent here to die, basically, is what I'm expecting. Hmm. Yep. This unit exists to kill off certain people. Any of them. Hmm. Hmm. Yeah, I mean, that was a given. Yeah, Yeah. Mm-hmm. And then you get transferred over. That also means you're a problem. Yeah. And spearhead. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yep. Which makes you wonder, what's their plan for the Legion then? Hmm. They all were knowledgeable of it. Hmm. Mm-hmm. What else are they meant to do? They'd be killed immediately. Right. But they don't do it still. You don't want to be any worse than them. Hmm. 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 But we also know that not everyone's like that. They do have white Imperial blood, okay. Hmm. They're no different, really. Hmm. It's not just good and bad, there's a mix in all of them. Very much so. Mm-hmm. Hmm. Mm. Hmm. It's a good expression. That's a nice shot as well. Wow. That was a good episode. So this unit explicitly exists to kill off those that haven't died yet. Interesting. So whilst they are the elites, they're not here to be useful. They're here to die off before they become a problem. But what is their plan then? It's such a backwards way of trying to win. It's such a backwards way of trying to win a war, though. And it makes me think there's even more going on behind the scenes. Are they just so confident in their natural defenses that, or what other defenses they have, like their artillery and minefields and stuff? They must be so confident in that they don't even worry about losing this potential fighting force. But the Legion is so much of a problem, like, they couldn't possibly... I'm struggling to understand the Republic's vision here of how they think they could possibly win here. Okay, anything more? Oh boy. Eastern Theater, Combat District 16, okay. So at least... Oh. Jesus Christ. Being picked off one after another. Oh, hello. Hello, big boy. Let's go. Okay. That was a big boy. I don't think that wasn't the new artillery thing that we were being attacked by. It just looks like a improved version of previous Legion. Let's have a look at this thing. I mean, that looks fucking badass. It's a huge monster as well. Because like we had the really big dangerous ones with the Lurvers, right? And now we've got whatever this thing is. I wonder if they're going to name it after another tank. Because Lurver is a tank. I wonder if they're going to name it after others, like, in that sense, to be somewhat recognizable. I wonder what the naming scheme they'll come up with this thing is, because this looks like it could be something... I mean, honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if they called this, like, Tiger or something, just because Tiger has such a huge reputation, or Mouse, because it's just a monster of a thing. They might go something along those lines, I don't know. To keep with maybe the German tank naming theme, I don't know. I don't know what any of the other units have been called. I just remember the Lurver. I don't remember what they've called the other ones before. But I wonder if they would intentionally keep with the German naming scheme in that sense. Interesting. That was a good episode, though. So yeah, the secret is that they are there to die, which I'm not entirely surprised by. I always knew the 5-year thing was a complete bullshit. Like, they would never reintegrate them. Like, they're clearly undesirable to the point where they're being forced into the situation. Why would they ever give any form of redemption to them? That was kind of a given. The fact that they are being sent here to this Spearhead division specifically because they're the ones that survive and need to die quick is pretty nuts. To the point where I genuinely do not know how the Republic think they're going to win this. They think they are basing it entirely on that 2-year timeline, right? Like, entirely. Like, they think the war is over in 2 years. Slightly less than that now, I think. And they just think it will just be over because the Legion runs out. They're seeing the Legion number deplete. They're just ignorant of what's going on. And that would cost them the war if we don't act on our own. I don't know what we're going to do, but we need to do something. I mean, let's go implies we're going to do something, and we're going to do something useful, hopefully. We need to do something, because we're doomed otherwise. We're just going to die here, basically. And how many 86ers do we have left? Like, if we're killing them off before they can even live their normal lives, to have more kids, to have more people to fight for us, how many do we have left at this point? Every single one here is a teenager, right? I believe. So that means we have no adults left. And then Anju has the markings on her back. Are they implying that other 86ers put those markings into her back because of her resemblance to Alba? Is that what they're implying with the markings there? Because it's specifically her that has markings like that, and I would assume it is because of her resemblance. Is it possible that she's a child between half Alba, half 86 in that sense? Maybe? Is that where they're going with it? Maybe that's why she has a striking similarity to them, if not exactly the same. Because how would she end up as an 86er if she was actually Alba? You know? So she must have been something like that, either like a bastard kid or half and half, maybe. But I think we're down to 9 now by the looks of things. Let me just go back to that one shot where we had them all. I think we're down to 9. And yeah, he absolutely heard his brother's voice from that artillery cannon. So let's see. Go back here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We've got 9 more juggernauts that are shown there. Who's left at this point? So let me just let's just go over here and see who we have left. So we obviously have Shin. He's obviously going to survive. We have Raiden. We have Kurina. We have Anju. We have Theo. Who else do we have? We have these 4. Who are these 4? So yeah, we have 9. The 5 I just listed, and then whoever these 4 are that I don't remember the names of. It's from about 16 minutes 30 in. Those 4 are the remaining ones left. I just don't know their names yet, but I recognize those other 5 at least. I get the feeling that those 5 that I just listed, Shin, Raiden, Kurina, Theo, and Anju, I feel like those are going to be the main 5 that probably... I mean, they are the main 5 that are pictured on the main poster, so I get the feeling that these are going to be the 5 that probably survive of all of them. More than likely. So I think those other 4 are probably on a ticking time bomb, but I think they all are on a ticking time bomb in some way. But those 5 specifically should last the longest. At least for this arc. Whether they survive in part 2 or not, debatable. We'll have to see what happens with arc 2. But we are fast approaching the end of this arc. We've got 4 more episodes, right? Yeah, 4 more episodes left on this one, so... With a title like Let's Go, I assume we're going to be starting our final arc before we hit the middle of the show. I'm curious to see where they end it on, if it's going to be a nice end point that they're really going to cliffhanger us with, or how it's going to end. Because as a split core show like this, you kind of need to find a good ending point. Previous split core shows like That Time I Got Reincarnated as Slime did it very well. Moriarty the Patriot did it very well as well. ReZero didn't, but I think that's because they didn't intend it to be a split core show. It's just COVID threw them off. I think the others did intend to be split core right from the very beginning, which helped out. Maybe Slime didn't. It's kind of hard to tell with Slime because of the way Slime Diaries kind of fits in and kind of like gives hints as to what happens in season 2 to an extent, especially the latest episode. But it's hard to tell what their actual original plan was with those 2 seasons, or those 2 series. Sorry. But yeah, I'm very curious to see where this goes. But I guess that's the secret then, that they're being sent here to die. Oh, the Republic are they're so set in their ways. They've grown complacent, I guess, is the biggest thing that's gone wrong for them. Aside from, obviously, everything that led them to the situation. But because they're complacent, the enemy is improving. Since they have a new artillery, they seem to have a new tank as well, essentially. A new Legion soldier that appears to be quite the problem. It's a huge hulking massive thing, so it can't be hard to hit, but I assume it's going to be very well armoured that our guns probably can't go through them. I mean, again, we've only got 57mm guns. It's not that big of a gun. Like, yes, you can give it a high velocity round and it'll do well, but it's still a 57mm. Like, these Legions could be rocking, I don't know, 105s for all I know. Like, they could be up to 127s. Who knows how big these guns are? It's hard to tell. I'd love to see a Legion blueprint. Like, we got the Juggernaut blueprint in that one episode, episode 2. I'd love to see a Legion one. Like, we're seasons away from getting anything like that, but I'd love to see one eventually. I hope they have plans of something like that, because that'd be kind of cool to see exactly what sort of tech they're rocking eventually. But yeah, very good episode. Very a bit more of a atmospheric episode, I think, a more emotional episode rather than anything that's super. I mean, there was story progression as well, and I guess the reveal of them being sent here to die, it wasn't as like a big moment as I expected, just because I kind of already sussed it out, because obviously, but I didn't think they were being specifically sent to this squadron in of itself to die. It's not like I didn't think Spearhead was the execution division, as it were. I knew the reinforcements weren't coming, but I didn't expect them being sent here for the explicit purpose of being killed, which is kind of makes so much sense. But anyway, that's going to do it for today, guys. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed that one as per usual. It's hard to say if you enjoy something like this, really, but it's interesting in its own right. So leave your comments on what you thought, and don't forget to hit subscribe to see next week's episode, as well as the rest of the Spring 2021 lineup you can find here on the channel. Thank you for watching. Till next time. See you guys later.